Be prepared to roll up your sleeves and really dive into how to build a really successful business in 2022 and expand from where you are to get to where you want to go.
Welcome to the Carpet Cleaner Success Podcast, a show created to inspire carpet cleaning business owners to build their own thriving residential and commercial cleaning business. Your host, John Clendenning, has built and sold successful cleaning businesses for multiple six figures over his 30-year career and is the founder of Carpet Cleaner Marketing Masters, a digital agency that turns your online marketing into a lead generation machine. Tune in as John shares proven tips, strategies, and expert interviews to help fast-track your success in the carpet cleaning industry.
Topic at hand, we're going to be talking about your internet marketing plan. And we're actually going to go beyond just internet marketing. I'm going to kind of walk you through what you need to do as a service business, as a carpet cleaning business. Even for those of you that we do have people that hop on these calls that are, run mom and pop shops, chiropractors, things like that as well. This message gets out to a lot of people, but point is, how are you going to grow your business? And a lot of things are overlapped. So what we're going to cover is we're going to help set your goals. And I don't know why that says 2021, but that is a 2022 goals. We got the three fundamentals of marketing success. We're going to get into that as well. How to optimize your website for 2022 and beyond. The big picture of, online marketing channels, what you need to be looking at, where you need to be marketing your business, how they all fit together, how to really decide where to spend your money, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to actually start developing your custom action plan. One of the reasons why I'm really, really excited about this is because I've run service businesses. I'll do a quick little bio in a second, but I've run service businesses for 30 years now, and digital marketing agencies for the last 8-9 years, consulting services for 15, but had crews and technicians and run service businesses for most of my life. I've been self-employed and entrepreneur for my entire life. Have not worked for anybody through my life. And I actually started developing the habit of that week between Christmas and New Year's, showing up at the office every single day, even if we had, staff off and it's a slow period and things like that between Christmas and New Year's. In the carpet cleaning industry, you might have a few large commercial contracts because they're closed down, but it's very quiet in the office that week. And I would show up, close the door, turn off the Christmas music, and just dive in to last year's numbers, next year's numbers, everything I've compiled as far as marketing I wanted to do, and put a schedule and a calendar together of what I was going to do for the entire next year, not just the next month, but the entire next year. So that's what we're going to be walking through, is that kind of idea of how to do that and where you should be focusing. So at this point, this is critical. This is what grew me to make millions and millions of dollars in the cleaning industry and buy and sell businesses for multiple 7 figures over the years and stuff like that. So do yourself a favor, turn off your cell phones, turn off your Facebook. Don't be distracted back and forth with different things. One little nugget could be that difference between sort of staying same old, having competitors leapfrog over you, or you becoming the one that leapfrogs over your competitors in your marketplace. And if you're a carpet cleaning business owner, just give this next 60 to 90 minutes. I'm going to try and do it less than 90 minutes, and we'll get that going. So, and if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of goodies. So a little bit of a bribe here, but you're going to have a checklist of exactly what you need to do, things you need to think about. It's a 4-page document. You're going to get a full checklist. I'm going to give you my full GMB guide. So the Google My Business, how to rank in that maps pack and stuff like that. We did a webinar on that a couple months ago, but very, very critical for service businesses to get up into that 3-pack. It talks about reviews. It talks about Google Posts. It's an 87-page step-by-step guide and everything you need to do. So even if you've got some of it right, you can go through. If you're using a company to do some of the work for you, you can double check that they're doing it right. How to optimize your website. We're going to talk a little bit about this, but we're going to give you the entire workbook on that as well, and an idea of how to set up your website. So, we do website building and stuff like that as part of our packages. We don't do it separately. We do it with our clients. But if you've got a website provider or anything like that, you got a marketing provider, these are things that you need to know so you can go back to them and say, hey, I'm not sure if you actually know how to do this. You made us a really pretty site, but does it actually convert properly? And I just learned a whole bunch of stuff about that. So who am I and why should you be listening to me? For anybody who's new on the call here, so name is John Clendenning, and I'm the CEO of Carpet Cleaner Marketing Masters, and which is a division of VIP Consulting Group. I've been a business owner since 1990 while I was still in high school. There's lots of stories about that around, but I've owned quite a few cleaning businesses, one of them for 27 years and sold this May, but other ones have made franchises for 4 or 5 years, actually 5-6 years, built them up, doubled the sales, and then sold them for quite a bit more than what we bought them for, organized their operations and things like that. Built janitorial companies, got into flood restoration, and I've worked with franchise networks and individuals in all of those fields and many, many more. So I've been a keynote speaker. I've spoke on stages in Vegas, Chilliwack, BC, flown to the island Samoa, which was awesome for a 3-day elite retreat where they flew in a whole bunch of high-end carpet cleaning companies that I was the presenter for the 3 days, teaching them how to deliver a service experience and really turn their company into something really, really amazing and that kind of thing. So that's what I do. That's who I am. I work with a lot of cleaners, and I put my focus on carpet cleaning specifically just a couple of years ago instead of all the other services. Our team does 90% of our work is with carpet cleaners. So because I know the industry so well and I know lots and lots and lots of you guys, it's something that is near and dear to my heart, and I know how to help that specific industry beyond just all the others, all the little nuances. How do you deal with the technicians? How are you hiring new people nowadays? All of those kinds of stuff. I've been in the trenches. I get it. So I'm here to help any way I can on those. So here's just a few of our clients and testimonials that we've received over the years, helping them double their business, up their sales, get more reviews, become number one in their local marketplace, and all of that kind of stuff. Just help build businesses. A lot of these clients have been with us, many, many, many years now. So that's just a little smattering. But what we actually do specifically is we make our clients the top carpet cleaning brand in their local marketplace so that they can attract the best clients, are able to charge the top rates, and are booked out weeks in advance. We've even done this with maid services and janitorial services. The better you position yourself, the more you can charge rates higher than your competitors. You don't ever have to be the discount carpet cleaner. You should never be 3 rooms in a hall for $99. That's a way, and we'll talk a little bit about that, but that is not a strategy for growth. That is not a strategy that's for as a business that somebody wants to necessarily buy. There's always a marketplace for the person who does a better job and charges more for that, but you've got to prove it. And we're gonna talk a little bit about that because that's how your marketing message goes out. So got a question there. And any of you that are on the call that aren't specifically carpet cleaners, anytime I say carpet cleaning, just put your own business category there. Just replace it in your brain with your own business services that you provide. But what is the hardest part about marketing your carpet cleaning business online? So just put in the chat any ideas that you can share. So, yeah, no, exactly. So not knowing where to put the money. That's what we just got somebody chimed that in as well. Not knowing, like there's too many options of how to market, how to structure it and organize it. So those are definitely the right things to be thinking of there, guys. So yeah, what y'all to do right now, and Rima's going to send this link in the chat as well, but we've got a workbook. So it's a PDF. You will have to print it off. You can do it later. Just take a notepad for now, but come back to it. This is that mind work I want you to do from now through to the end of the year. So, and what you need to do is download this workbook. It walks through a lot of the stuff we're talking about here today and gives you some of the fundamentals and areas where you can write in your own notes and all of that kind of stuff. Again, it's a PDF, so you want to print it off. It's not something you can type in, but definitely download the workbook because this is a thinking tool that I use, and it's a thinking tool that we give to our clients as well, and it's something you should be using to help plan your 2022 to make it absolutely super amazing. Okay, so why is it important to plan? Like, what is why are we even considering this? Like, some people just go, you know what? No, I've got my Facebook ads running. That's all I need. So the truth of the matter is there are so many options to invest your budget, and it's an investment. Anytime you invest in marketing is never an expense. It's an investment in the future. Sometimes if it's an immediate return, it's an investment in tomorrow, but more often than not, marketing is an investment in the future, a couple months away, 6 months away, a year away sometimes, but it's growing to a point. So there's things you can do when you're just bootstrapping it and you need a bunch of work right now, but you always have to have a mindset of, okay, but how do I build a business, like a long-term business, not just constantly chasing the next lead. So don't know where to put the money. There's a lot of options. So we talk about, our digital dominance method, but it goes into a lot more than just digital dominance. But we talk about the way, the best way it is to structure your marketing in a cohesive way that starts, picking up on all of these different channels. So SEO, PPC, website, social, where do you put the money? What do you do? This here, if you guys want to take a screenshot of that, it'll be available later on as well. But if you want to take a screenshot of this, what we like to know is, and what you need to think of is, where do you actually get your leads and jobs from? So whether you're a carpet cleaner or any other business, but very specifically for carpet cleaners, if you think about it, there's a mix. It's never about getting your leads from one source. If you get most of your leads from, say, a Facebook ad campaign and that's it, or you've got Google ads running and that's it, then you're literally missing out on everything but that checkbox right there. Everything else is how you build a proper company. Everything else is how you build a company that when Facebook goes down, the government, bans something about their ads, or you never know. Now you've got no leads. Now you're out of business within no time. You can't make the mortgage payment. If you've got a business that is actually firing on all cylinders, your goal is to keep adding new lead sources with the budget and the overflow from the old one. So again, if you're charging discount rates, you can barely even pay to upgrade your vehicles and upgrade your equipment and upgrade your technicians. If you're charging top dollar or good rates, not only can you pay for the stuff that you're needed to grow your business, you can also pay for better marketing. So Dan Kennedy's always said, the person who can grow a business and charge the right rates, the better rates, higher rates, has more money to outmarket all of their competitors, all of their low-cost competitors. So you can let everybody else worry about the 79, 89, 99, 129 clients, and you can charge proper rates. We know we've got clients that their minimum charge is $250. Their average ticket is $500-600 in carpet cleaning in marketplaces where their competitors are $79.95 for 3 rooms and a hall. So how do they do that? It's all about positioning. So you want to have paid leads. You want to have Google Maps listings. You want to be in that 3-pack, but not just in that Google Maps listing for carpet cleaning. You want to be in that for all of your services. Any service that pops up a Google listing that you do, you need to be in that 3-pack, and you need to position yourself that way. And it doesn't just happen. You need to have all the right signals on your website. You need to have signals off your website. You need to have signals given to Google. You need to have it all set up. So that guide that that we're giving out at the end will teach you all about that as well. You want organic rankings. Over 50% of people still scroll past the pay-per-click ads, past the local service ads, down past the maps listings, and look at what's on page 1 below that in the organic. Even though Google keeps pushing that down and making it farther and farther away, over 50% of people still end up in the organic rankings. So that's where your blog posts come in. That's where your website having the right SEO structure comes in. Social outreach. You want to be in online groups. You want to be in, local business groups and mommy blog groups and anywhere else that you can just help the group and the community and gain some authority and land more clients and become seen as the obvious expert, get people to share testimonials and all that kind of stuff. You really want to be sharing projects, your before and after pictures, things that you've helped. That we're in that world now where reality TV is everything, all the way back from Survivor and Big Brother, but now all of your how-to channels and all of that kind of stuff. People watch real things happening now. YouTube, people watch somebody puttying a wall and cleaning their golf clubs and on and on. Like there's channel after channel after channel, people just watching other people doing real stuff. You need to be showing them that stuff as well, whether it's in video, whether it's in forums, whether it's in posts, whether it's on your website. Local awareness campaigns. You want to just let people be aware of you. This is like billboard stuff. So Facebook and display ads we'll talk about, radio and direct mail. As you get bigger, these things come into the mix because you're just really building that authority brand that keeps all of your competitors wondering how you got so big. Repeat clients needs to be an active activity, not passive. Active means, how do you get them? What are you mailing them every single month? What are you emailing them? but emails only get open 30% of the time or less. What are you physically mailing them? What phone calls? What voice blast? What are you doing to offer them that is going to get them to come back? What is your active referral program, and is it working? And if it's not working, can you tweak it to make it work better? So you need your clients, your ideal clients, talking about you and telling other people to choose you. When somebody asks in a Facebook group, hey, I'm looking for a carpet cleaner, who should I choose? You want your clients going, my gosh, you got to choose these guys right now. ABC Carpet Cleaning. They've been my guys for 5 years, 10 years, 3 years. I just had them last week. They're amazing. That has to be happening, and you can't just make it passive. You have to actually ask for that and push that and stay in front of them so that that happens. Strategic partners. A lot of people miss out on this. Flooring stores, interior designers, realtors. You can keep adding this list. We used to go after Mercedes dealerships and BMW dealerships and say, hey, we'll come and clean your office, all the carpets in your upper offices for free if you let us do a mailing endorsed by you on your, like from you, we'll pay for all the costs to your database, offering a savings on their cleaning. And because why? They're your ideal client. Nobody else is thinking it this way. We used to do that with chiropractic clients as well. Hey, let us put some signage around your chiropractic office and we'll give you a discount on your regular monthly maintenance cleaning. And we would set up maintenance cleanings and charge them much less because we're getting 5, 10, 15 of their patients as clients of ours every month as well. So you need to have strategic partners. You need to think through what's your marketing going to be around that. Your website can't just be a brochure. It's got to be built to convert. Is it all about you? We're going to get into that. Like, is it personalized? Do you retarget everybody who lands on your website and leaves? Are they being followed around with some of the most affordable ads that you could ever possibly run? Online directories, you need to be in all of them, and some of them that are paid that generate leads and good leads for you, you need to pay for those because, you know, you put $5 in for every $150 client you get out. If that's the trade-off, put $5 in every day. It's like putting $5 into a slot machine, pulling the handle. If you get $100 out worth of work, put another $5 in, pull the handle, put another $5 in, pull the handle. That's the way you need to be thinking of it. Then your neighborhood marketing as well. We suggest this is just around the horn. It's like A-frames at the end of the street. Put an A-frame up, get an A-frame made. We're making a house clean, healthy, and beautiful just down the street with an arrow and your big logo on it. Start branding. Have a yard sign at the house you're actually cleaning on. Tell the customer, hey, if you're willing to leave that yard sign up in your yard for the next, week, 5 days, couple days, whatever, I'll give you this free bottle of spotter, or I will whatever you could come up with, but have that yard sign stay. Go back and pick the A-frame up from the end of the street before you go to the next job. So end of the street, pointing at the house you're at the house, put the yard sign in and ask the customer to leave it there. Door hangers, don't just do 5 around, have a door hanger. We were just at one of your neighbors and we expertly did this. We'd love to do it for you too. Go check out our website, go check out our reviews, give us a call. Here's a friendly neighbor offer, not just 2 on either side and 3 across the street to do your 5, or 1 on either side and 3 across the street to do your 5 around. It's 5 on either side and 10 across the street, do 20 around. Your technicians should write their name on that. And if they, if a customer calls, hey, well, yeah, what name is on, who handed out that flyer? Oh, it was, Braden. Okay, great. And Braden gets a bonus for having generated another customer. All of those kinds of things. Postcards. You can have postcards going into a very targeted neighborhoods, golf course neighborhoods, seniors neighborhoods, things like that, people that are our ideal client. And you can geo-target those with display ads so that only where the postcards go, people are also seeing when they go to the Weather Network and you name it, the WebMDs and all those places that have ads, you can have your ad matching the postcard showing up everywhere they see online as well, because they're within that geo-targeted area. So lots of things you can do there. And then branding and authority building is essential. How-to videos, helpful articles, press releases, sponsoring meetings and presentations, local chamber, BNIs, things like that. You got to get out there. You got to become that person. Charity events. You get to a point where you got to be at some of the charity events. Pet events are really good. Like the SPCA events are great and things like that. So just be sponsoring stuff like that. These are ways that you are going to build a company that you can sell for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, because you've built an authority play in the marketplace that your competitors aren't doing. So major investment in marketing. Yeah, it sounds like it, doesn't it? If you go back to that last slide, lots of stuff to be thinking about. And you've already put some money into your marketing and you don't have anything to show for it. How do we get beyond that? So that failure is not having a clear plan. How does it all tie together? How do you make this whole message one common theme that you're just building on and adding to? So it just becomes this momentum. It's right now it's a snowball. You're rolling up the hill and it's getting bigger and bigger. There's a point where you need to get it over that hill and just let it go, and it just starts growing on its as you locked and loaded these strategies. You're not putting time and attention into them. They're just growing and you're just adding new ones. So that's the opportunity. That's what we want to talk about. We want to talk about having a clear plan with goals, targets, and KPIs. And we're going to build that today. We're going to be talking about generating enough leads to hit your targets and to keep your trucks running. I'm going to show you exactly what that number is and how you determine that exact number for yourself. And we're going to show you how you get a great return on investment. We're going to show you exactly the ways to determine what you need to be investing in, how it all pulls together. And it's not about one thing working and the other things didn't work. It's about how does it all tie together that pushes the entire ball forward. So if that sounds good, guys, put a 1 in the chat. We're going to start rolling up our sleeves and actually doing some of the dirty work here soon. And I really want to make sure that we're all on target here to get that this is what we should be doing. Awesome. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Awesome. Wow. Yeah. So I like the messages like that. That's called the success. Is we want to maximize your lead flow so you can hit your sales targets. So we're going to determine what those are. So what you need to do is set clear goals. The starting point is setting clear goals. So as Brian Tracy, if you guys don't follow Brian Tracy, he's getting up there in age now, but Brian is an absolute dude. And if you haven't followed Brian Tracy, definitely follow him. He's got a lot of great suggestions and stuff like that going on. He's been around for years and years and years, but what he has said is success is from your goals. Everything else is commentary. So success is goals, which means if you set your goals, you aim for your goals, and you're going to build success from that. If you don't set goals first, you don't achieve success. Everything else is just storytelling. You're hoping. And what that also looks like is you're dead in the water. Like if you don't actually have goals and plans in place and have it strategically mapped out, then you've got no wind in your sails. Where you want to be is having clear goals with wind in your sails. With a clear goal, you now know how to adjust when things aren't working right. You know where you're at and what you're doing. So there was a Harvard study done. Some of you guys know about this, but there's a Harvard study done back in 1979. And what they did is they studied graduates. And they came back and checked up with them 20 years later. And what they asked for the same group of graduates and then followed back up with them 20 years later is, which one of you set very specific goals? 84% of them had not set a goal at all when they graduated. 13% had goals in mind, but had not written them down. And 3% had clear written goals and a plan to accomplish them. Right when they graduated, not years later, but right when they graduated. The result was 13% of the class who had goals were earning on average twice as much as the 84% who had never even thought of their goals. What was their 20-year plan, 5-year, 3-year, 20-year plan? What were their goals? More staggering was the 3% who had clear written goals were earning on average 10 times as much as the 97% of the rest of the class combined, put together. So this 3% was earning 10 times all of the rest. And the only noticeable difference was they were in tune enough to set goals and be goal oriented. So that's what I want you to take away from that, is it's that important. So you need to have written goals and a plan. You need to set a minimum 1-year goals, quarterly goals, and monthly goals. And you must have a stopping point at the beginning of each new year, each new quarter, to reflect on how you're approaching meeting those goals, those objectives. So you can make adjustments. So you can say, oh my gosh, I've got a quarterly goal of this. First month, I'm not a third of the way in. What do I got to make some adjustments, right? Annual goal at the end of a quarter. Okay, I'm 1 quarter in. I've got 3 more quarters left and I'm not on target. What do I do? Or I'm way ahead of target. Let me adjust my goals. There's ways to do that as well. So you need to know, what are your revenue targets for 2022? How much is that monthly? How many calls will that require to get? Like, how many unique calls will that require? How many customers will that, and what is your average transactional value? Knowing those numbers, and we're going to dive into that in a second, knowing those numbers, you can reach your goals in 2022. Even if they're lofty goals, you have a path in place and you'll find the right answers. So what is your average conversion rate from a caller to a booked to booked? And you divide, you divide your target by the conversion rate, and you're going to know. So for example, we'll get into this, but if 50% of the people that message you or call you turn out to be customers, then you know how many you need in a month to meet your number of customers goal, right? And the number of customers, if your average transactional value is $200, you'll know how many of those you need to make your monthly sales goals, because it just all works backwards. So you start with, hey, how much is it, and get backwards. So here's what we've built for you to make it really, really simple to do this. You can all go in and download this. And so you want to go to carpetcleanermarketingmasters.com/2022-worksheet. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm actually going to hop over to that, and we're going to just show you what it looks like and do a quick little exercise to show you what you're getting in this amazing tool here. So this is what you're gonna show up on. There's a bunch of tabs at the bottom here, and you're gonna land on this page right here. So this is just hypothetical, but say you want to reach $450,000 in sales in 2022. If that's your goal, you want to hit that. Then what is that monthly? Well, this does the math for you. So you can change this number here. Say we want to say 200,000, right? Ooh, that's 2 million, sorry. 200,000. There we go. It changes it. That's how much that is monthly. So it doesn't matter what number you put in here. It's going to tell you what is your average job ticket. So say, for example, we want to hit, say, 250,000. Let's do this. That's a good 1.5 truck operation if you're pricing right. What's your average ticket? Say right now it's only $225. You are going to need to have 93 service calls a month to hit $20,000. To average, like if the average ticket is $225, so some bigger, some smaller, but that's your average to get to your sales goal. As an example, what is your average conversion rate from lead? Anybody who inquires, hey, I'm interested. That includes the people that are repeats that are, almost 100%, the referrals that are maybe 90%, 80%, somewhere in there, depending on your referrals. And then the tire kickers that are maybe at 10 and 20%. You talk to 5 of them before one of them says, yeah, I'm willing to book, or whatever that is. Put your number in here. Most people guess too high. Most people, I book 75, 80%. Those people normally aren't tracking all the lead sources. But put a number in here that if you know what it is, or at least put a guesstimate in and start working towards that. So as an example, what's the average cost to generate a lead? I'm going to show you how you determine that number, but 24 is a decent number to aim at. $24 for every, combined all your different lead sources is how much it costs to put a job in your schedule. And there's some that are way higher than that, some lead sources that are still valid, and there's some that are way lower than that, like repeat clients. Some of them are free, but I'm going to tell you that you shouldn't be relying on them free and hope to come back. So that tells you right there that to meet that goal, what's your monthly budget requirement? Well, your monthly budget requirement is literally just taking your average cost per lead divided by the number of leads you need. That's $4,000 in budget you would need. If we go, say, back up to that 450,000, and say our average job is, again, we can go 325, higher rate. Next, you need less of a budget. You need less because you save your conversion rate goes to 75% of all calls. You get better at teaching your CSRs to answer the phone properly. You get really good at following up with everybody who inquired and nurturing them and closing them better. Now, all of a sudden, your budget can drop because you're actually putting more people in. So you can either raise this number and go, you know what, because these are such better numbers, I'm actually going to raise my goal to 600,000 or something like that. But that's the way you can use this tool. So all you have to do is go up here, go File, make a copy, and then make one your own. So you just need a Gmail account. Everybody who's got Gmail's got a Google Drive, and you're just going to make a copy, and you can make this whole file your own. Now we're going to look at how you determine the average cost per lead source. And I've given you some examples here, real world examples from our own clients, but pay-per-click. This isn't the cost per click. This is how many people went to the landing page or the website, and then from there, how many of those picked up the phone and called you and became a lead. This isn't even close you. This is just a lead source, right? We find that the range can be between 25 and 40 is the range that we try and keep all of our pay-per-click conversions in. So the average, it does the math for you. You can change these numbers by your own number, but that average is $33. Google local service ads range somewhere in here. If you're paying more than that or less than that, you can put your number in, but that's the average costs for Google local service ads if you're running those to, pay per lead services. And there's other pay per lead services than Google local service ads, but that's that idea here. Facebook ads, if you're running Facebook ads, a lead generation ad, not just an awareness ad, what is that? Repeat and referral customers. The reason why I put a dollar amount in here is you should be marketing to them at least every quarter, if not every month. So every month it's going to cost you about $1 or $2 in postage if you're going to run a postcard to them, and an email, as we know, is mostly free, but you definitely need to have, you might need, somebody who writes the copy, you might be paying somebody to do it for you, but $9 a year would be sort of like a quarterly mailing to your database. Every month, probably about $24 every person. So you're going to get them back. It averages about $17 to get a lead from that, to get somebody in your pipeline to come back to you and work with you. SEO is not free. SEO is where you rank in the maps. SEO is where you rank in the organic below. That happens by having great website, great content, weekly or monthly blog posts, and constantly doing what Google wants to see to make sure that you're more relevant than your competitors, and then starting to work on more and more and more keywords. So SEO has a cost, and on average, you can find that if you reverse it back to how many leads came from your website, if you're tracking that with call tracking and form tracking and things like that, it usually runs anywhere between $15 and, if you want to be really aggressive, $45 per lead coming through your website. So all in, that's where we got our 24. And you can add a couple other sources in here, and this number will change for you. So now we know what our goal is, and we know what our average cost per lead is. We know what our budget needs to be. So say we put this back to 51%, which is more of an average. We know we have to spend about $5,000 a month on our marketing to hit a $450,000 an annual run rate. So with that, that's about 14% of your budget, which falls right in line with correct numbers. So by putting a number in here on the first tab, on the third tab now, it'll automatically populate it for you. This here's a little guideline saying that a rule of thumb, 15 is a good middle mark. 20% if you're aggressively trying to grow the company, you're throwing more money at your marketing because you want to just grow faster. 10% you're maintaining. You're hoping your competitors don't leapfrog over for you. Anything less than 10%, you're actually losing market position because you're not marketing enough. There's no way you're going to grow if you're less than 10% of your budget, your revenue going towards marketing. Just know that in our space. So that breaks down to 15% of that, $40,000 or $67,000 over the course of a year across all marketing. So where should that go? Well, we suggest, depending on the different stages of your business, that 70% of that should go to online marketing now. That used to be 30 and 40% years ago. It's growing to the point where most leads are going to come from that, but not all of them. You want to have offline marketing. You want to be mailing. You want to do neighborhood mailings. You want to do postcards and door hangers. Those all cost money. You want to be positioned in different ways. So yeah, even some people do radio and stuff as they get bigger. So you want to put a part of your budget there, and you definitely want to allocate at least 10% of your budget to get repeat business and have a referral campaign in place. So that breaks it down to these exact dollar amounts. So for internet marketing online, 47,000 of this 67, 13,000 of that is going towards offline marketing, and 6,000 of that. And here's the breakdown month by month. And you can adjust these numbers because this is just breaking it down by 12. Sometimes people will want to market a little bit heavier in their prime season and a little bit less in the off season. We just find that the mix might change a little bit. You might be doing a little bit more database marketing in the slower season just to get your database stimulated. And in the busy season, you just want to go all in. Make hay when the sun shines. You want to go all in with your online marketing. Be sure you're found everywhere. But again, you can't just turn things on and off. You can turn sort of things like Google paid ads on and off. As soon as you turn it off, you don't get any more leads from that source that very minute. Things like SEO and website conversion, that's a growth. So you definitely want to have that in place as well. So this breaks that down. And then in specifically online marketing, The core places you want to be putting that money is SEO. That's the long-term growth. Pay-per-click, that is getting, and leads, Facebook ads, that is just getting leads in the funnel tomorrow. They're not always your best quality leads. Usually your SEO leads are better quality, but pay-per-click at least is getting, you're keeping your pipeline full, keeping your trucks full, things like that. And then display ads and retargeting, that's when anybody lands on your website, you're following them around. And display ads is basically sort of think of it as online billboards. You're going to be in front of people where they are. They're not necessarily searching for carpet cleaning, but you're in front of them giving your brand message and staying strong in that way. So that would be the breakdown of where to invest your dollars. So you would be wanting to look at, with an ad budget plus, an agency and all that kind of stuff helping you out, do the SEO, do the pay-per-click, do the Facebook ads, all of those kinds of things, do some display and retargeting on your digital budget. That's how it is a good breakdown for that. And then what we've given here is just as a bonus. We call this our digital domination method. You can see it on our website, but we gave it to you right here as well. And then an idea of the types of offers that work really well, just from years of experience and working with carpet cleaners and having our own businesses, the types of offers that work well in email. So pay-per-click, it's just what do you want to emphasize? You want to just target your top 2 or 3 core services. You don't always have to give away offers and deals in pay-per-click. It's just a matter of having good messaging and being in front of the right keywords. Email and social media usually match up quite well. And that includes, even mailings and voice blasts to your database. And then your SEO, every month you want to be targeting, you want the SEO company to be targeting 2 of your core services, 1 of your key marketplaces, the cities that you service, very, very heavily. And then once those get built up, you start moving to the next. So that might take, if you're nowhere to be found and you're dead in the water, it's Google's playground, not, you don't get to pay to play. You have to pay to influence the algorithm, become seen as an authority. So it's a lot of work on a couple of the core keywords. And then once those start showing up on page 1 and you're starting the 3-pack for that, it's working on the next and the next and the next. So, and then you definitely want to do retargeting. We always suggest you retarget with reviews and testimonials. That's the #1 clicked ads that will get you back. And then you want to also, so you do a mix. You have some retargeting ads that are just, hey, I use these guys and they're amazing with your branding. And it's all over the internet. Somebody landed on your website and leaves. They get seen that you're amazing, you're amazing, you're amazing, you're amazing. Reviews count everywhere, not just on Google. But you also want to have in the mix of that, those same people, maybe a day later, see an ad with an offer. And what's that offer? Well, you can align it to the season. Obviously, it makes the most sense. So we've given you some ideas there on how to create offers as well. But the most important is starting here. What is your target and working your way off of that? So put a 1 in the chat if you find that this tool will be helpful in helping you decide where to focus your marketing money, how to get to your growth, and really start doing some of that deep thinking that's really, really important. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you appreciate it. So a lot of work goes into this. We've dealt with, we've obviously 30 years of goal planning and strategizing is actually combined in a little document like this. So let me pop back over here. Again, I hope you guys are all finding great value from this, but let's get back into the presentation. There we go. Okay. So let's keep moving on. So so what are your goals for 2022? How many leads do you need to get there? We now got that locked and loaded. You guys got homework to do on that, but you've got the basic strategy of how to do that. Now it's the fundamentals. Fundamental of any marketing is the message, market, and media match. So the message is what? What are you offering? What deals, what discounts, what bonuses? What is the message that you're sending? Why you over everybody else? What is your actual message? Who is your target market? Like, you don't want to talk to everybody. You don't necessarily want to have, the downtown, above the shops, low income clients. You don't want to be doing, that kind of crowd. You want to be doing, higher end homes, people that care for stuff and want you back in 2 or 3 times a year, do a $1,500 hardwood floor cleaning and then come back a couple months later and do all their tile and seal it and on and on and on. And then the media, where is that being placed? So let's take a look at this now. So you want to start updating your marketing message. And you start with that by who is your ideal client. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but this is stuff that you need to think about. If you want to go back to our webinar on creating, optimizing your website for conversion. One of the tools, if you stay to the end, that you're going to get is some thinking tools and all of this as well. But you want to know who your ideal client is, because that's who your message needs to speak to. You can't speak to everybody. You've got to speak to the ideal person, right? So your ideal customer, this is just from years and years of doing this. We know in general, they're a homeowner, not a renter. Renters don't care about their carpets and their tile and their floors and their cleaning as much as maybe their upholstery, maybe. But again, it's a homeowner, 35 to 55-year-old. They have discretionary income and they've already made mistakes. They've rented machines. They understand problems. And now they've got discretionary income and they want to pay for it. Female is typically the one that books the cleaning, married with 2 or 3 kids. Kids are making a mess. They're frustrated. They just want it clean, smell better, all that stuff. Usually the female is the head of the household in this type of department and in hiring in these services. Annual income is usually at 65K or higher. The higher you get that in pockets and markets, the more services they will take from you. Family oriented, reliable. They usually have pets, take pride in their home decor. They entertain a lot. These are just some of the common traits that we've identified. Their pains and frustrations are around this industry. Can't get somebody on the phone. They need stuff cleaned. Their things aren't smelling well. Too busy to deal with it. They just want it done fast. They want to find a reputable, reliable company. They need to see that quickly in all of your marketing. You need to speak to these messages. They're worried that the situation in the house might become unhealthy, that maybe the people aren't doing the right job. It's going to stay wet too long. It's going to be all kinds of problems. So their fears, going to get ripped off. They're worried about that, paying too much. You need to speak to this in your marketing. Reviews, testimonials, before and afters. Brand yourself with them. Let them know who you are, because you start quelling a lot of these fears that they have. They want to know they can afford it. Again, it doesn't have to be cheap. They just want to know that's affordable, that they're not, again, that they're not overpaying, but price is what you pay, value is what you get, and you need to sell that. Goals and desires. Again, they want a nice home. They want their carpets clean for sure, but they want to have the issue behind them for now. They want to have their guy that tells them when it's time to do it again. They want to know that it's just handled. Most people like this are not disrespected in the community. People that get cleaning regularly and care for their things are usually, they spend more time in their home, more time with their family, things like that. So there's just a lot of common traits that's your ideal customer. So that's who you need to speak to. So basically, the story is, if you can see Joe Jones through Joe Jones's eyes, then you can sell what Joe Jones buys. And that's just an old axiom, but it's true. It's, if you can actually see your ideal customer, then you know what they're going to pay you for. So you need to craft that message. So what kind of messages do you need to pick? Why would somebody choose to do business with you over the competitor? And if price is your only target, then you're a commodity. That's why people will shop at Walmart versus shopping at a high-end store, right? They'll go buy their TV at Walmart instead of buying it at a high-end electronics store. Well, why does the high-end electronics store still succeed? Well, it succeeds because it's got an entirely different clientele that needs different things. So why should somebody pick you over somebody else? You need to have a good couple of reasons. That's your unique sales proposition. And you need to know that. Do you have better guarantees? Do you have better trained technicians? Do you have, do you do a job better? Do you do different services that other people don't do? Do you do it in a different way? All of those kinds of things. What benefits do you offer your target customer avatar will resonate with? What is a benefit that fits that crowd? So you need to think of all of these things. So some marketing messages that work: safe, eco-friendly, 100% satisfaction guarantee, or it's free. Sounds scary, but sometimes we have a 200% satisfaction guarantee. If you're not happy, not only will come back and re-clean it. If you're still not happy, not only do you not pay for that area that you were unhappy with, if you can find anybody else who can clean it better, we'll pay their bill for you. 200% money back guarantee on anything you're not happy with. Why? Because that sells more people on choosing you because you're confident than it does on the odd few that will take you up on that guarantee. So you're way ahead of the game. Trained technicians, trustworthy, knowing that they've gone through steps, having them be introduced before they show up, having text messages and have them on your website. Like, just make it very, very easy for them to choose you over somebody else. Phones answered live, really big one. We've dominated our marketplaces just by making sure that we have our phones answered live by reputable people that know how to answer the questions and book a job. Honest pricing. Don't Don't come in at one price and go in and upsell the rest. Don't have discount pricing if you're not willing to do the whole job for 99 bucks. Have honest pricing. Let them know. Have packages. You can have our renters package, our health, our clean and protection package, and our healthy home package. Have packages that people can choose between. So the pricing is very, very honest as well. So you need to decide at this point, you need to write down on your notepad or whatever, what is your message? Why you? What is different about you? What can you make different about you and your company over everybody else that would cause people to want to choose you? So that's a really key takeaway in building your 2022 marketing plan, is how can you continuously develop that? And what does that look like? What does it look like when you arrive at the door? Do the technicians put booties on? Do they roll out the red carpet? Do they take a step back? Have they been trained to hand out a business card? Do they do a consultation and test spots and stains before? Like, have you got a whole experience in place where they go, wow, 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 you guys are amazing? That's actually worth a higher price. And they'll tell more people. You come in and go, yep, I'm here to clean. Scan it. Oh, that's about $200. I'll do it for $200, and off you go and clean. They're not telling their friends about you. They might use you again, but there is nothing wow about that. So, you need to have that all built into your marketing message. And then you need to make sure that your website is the hub that converts it all. So that website has to tell that entire story. Who are you? Why did you get in the business? What do you do? Show pictures. It's got to be authentic, authentic, authentic. So as an example here, it's got to be all about the company, all about the history. It's got to be why you, most thorough in the area, or it's free. One way of creating that risk reversal guarantee, and then there's a whole bunch of the website that explains that story, talks about the company history, shares the owner pictures and stories and stuff like that. You need to have all of those in place. And we're going to talk about some of these other conversion principles as well, having chat to text, having forms right above the fold so that as soon as they land on your website, they don't have to scroll anywhere and they can start engaging with you. Have the phone number huge, click to call when it turns on to when it's mobile, all kinds of cool stuff. So when your website's ready to convert, you get leads from all kinds of sources. You get leads from, you're tracking organic leads coming to your website, pay-per-click leads coming to your website and landing page, Google My Business leads, finding you all around the web. When you've got all of that and everything is set up to convert. So, and then that way you've got multiple lead sources and your average cost per lead is really, really affordable. So, and you've got an ad budget, plus you've got a company involved and stuff like that. But if you've gotten 684 leads and you only even book 50% of them, that's, even call it 600 for easy math, 300 booked. Your average job is $200. 300 people booked at $200. There's $60,000 a month just from that many leads. If you can book that many on a $3,000 budget. So totally doable. So we're going to give you a copy of this as well. So whether you've got a website that is dated and isn't converting, whether you've got a web company that's built something, this is the way a website should be set up. So we're going to give you this web conversion machine setup document and a detailed report on why this is important. It's got to look like an app and a quick click to call on when your website's loading on a phone. It's got to be mobile responsive, but you need to have that 24-hour. It doesn't have to be 24/7 live chat. In fact, we really suggest chat to text. As soon as they put a message in, it gets texted right back to them, and we'll talk about that, and texts to you so they know they don't have to sit on your website or any of your competitors' websites. You're going to be talking to them. So do you have, does it speak to your target avatar? This is just a quick run through what we just talked about. Do you have real authentic images? Does it include video all over the website of all the services, everything you do, your company, your guarantees? Are you on video on there? Does it showcase your online reviews live on your website? Does it make it easy for them to take action? As soon as they scroll down, one scroll, is there another call to action? Scroll down, is it easy again? They're not going to scroll back up and find you. People are lazy. Does it have the basics in order? Phone number in the upper right. Ensure that the web form, customers can fill out. Add credibility with all of your Better Business Bureaus and other awards and things like that make them go, yeah, these are the guys I need. Are there calls to action on every page? Is there call to action on the carpet cleaning page specifically about carpet cleaning? On the upholstery cleaning page specifically about upholstery cleaning? On and on and on. You can't have them all in one page. Google won't rank a website that for all your services being on one page. Google ranks pages, not full websites. So you want each one of the pages to be ranking well in your service area. Are you leveraging offers that match the service? Are you giving the opportunity to two-way chat with you. We're in a world where that is now essential. It's not even kind of, maybe I'll get to that. It is essential now. The number of people that want to text instead of phone is insane. So we can take a little pause. Your website. Pull up your website right now. Is it built to convert? What do you need to tweak it? Just take a quick scan. Pull it up on your computer. Pull it up on your phone, whatever. What you just learned here, and you can always go back and listen to the replay, but from what you learned here, what is your website missing? That needs to go on your 2022 marketing plan. How are you going to go from where you are now to where you need to be? And when is that going to happen? Is that in Q1? I suggest it should be, but is that now or is that later? You need this button down now. It is just part of the mix, but it's a big part of the mix because it's the hub. So now that we've got that in place, we're going to start talking about the biggest marketing issue facing carpet cleaning and home service companies that we have seen from consulting and working with hundreds and hundreds, and it's unconverted leads. 50 to 60% of inbound leads leave without being converted. 90% of all web form leads fail. That's on average. Go back and look at your own stats and see where you fit into that. But there's a reason for that. Leads are not followed up with within 15 minutes, tend to go cold. If it's the next day before you answer the email, if it's, before the customer hears back from you at all, if it's, a phone and it doesn't get answered and you don't call them back till later, oh, I found somebody else, or yeah, here's what I'm looking to do. They never call you back. Why? Because they're being polite and they're giving you some info, but they're not impressed with your response. The average customer must be followed up with 5 to 7 times before booking. Some people book right away. The ones that don't, you can still get. They don't have to go somewhere else. The ones that don't book right away over phone or chat, they can be followed up with and go, oh, you know what? This is the guys I need. I booked with these other guys, but I don't want them anymore because these guys have shared some things with me that tell me why they're better. Today's consumers prefer to be interact via text message versus phone call and email. So text is becoming even more important than phone calls and emails. So you need to leverage market automation to do this. You can't do it all on your own. If you've got office staff, that's helpful, but it still needs to be automated. So within a web form, that within 2 minutes, they need to be on the phone with you. One of the tools that we use, one of the technologies that we've built called Carpet Cleaner Lead Pro, as soon as somebody fills out a form, within a minute, it's calling your phone number, your office number, and giving you a message. This person just filled out a form. Press 1 now to connect with them right away. You press 1, their phone will ring, and if they're willing to take the call, if they're able to take the call, they'll connect right away. If they're not, they don't take that call. As soon as that call disconnects, they get a text message saying, hey, thanks so much for filling out the form. We'll get back to you, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. We just tried to call you, blah, blah, blah. There's a message to them right away by text, and keep an eye out for some more information. So now they're on your radar and you can continue to try, but you know that moment isn't ready for them. But if it is, you're on the phone with them within 2 minutes of them submitting a survey, and you know what they're looking for. So even on text, again, we suggest text to chat. They fill out the form, and as soon as they're done filling out the form, the first thing that happens is they get a text saying, hey, thanks so much. We're going to continue our conversation here on your phone. So they don't have to sit on the website. They don't have to wait for a live agent, and they get that message. You get a message as well, or your office, where you can just log into an app and start texting to them. If you don't have time right away, you know that they've at least been responded to. And you can let the automation send, hey, I still haven't got a chance to get back to you, but I wanted to give you a little bit more information, or click this link and see why, watch our cleaning method in play, or whatever, things like that. There's ways you can now communicate while you're waiting to actually personally be available to reach out to them. Say that's on the weekend, in the evening, whatever. Simple math on this. Say you get 100 leads in a month and you convert right now at a 30% conversion rate. So 100 leads across all the different sources come to your website and you convert at 30%. There's no follow-up. It's just you picked up the phone, you sent one message, you sent one email. If we get back to you, great. If they don't, so what? So 30% of 100, you've booked 30 jobs. So 100 leads times 30 jobs. Your average ticket, $325. Those 100 leads made you a $9,750 a month company from those 100 leads. What if you took the exact same 100 leads, but could convert a much higher percentage because you responded to them immediately, you followed up with them, you had automation in place that sent them messages, hey, here's why I started my cleaning business in the first place. Hey, I haven't heard back from you yet, but here's something else that we do differently than everybody else. Here's our guarantee, blah, 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 things like that. Hey, go check this video. You've got some automation in place that they can unsubscribe from, but most people don't because they were interested. Now you're booking at 70%. Now that 70% is 70 leads. Nothing else changed other than you have automated follow-up. You did nothing different, but it automates the follow-up. Nobody goes unresponded to, and you have it right in front of you, what you need to do. That $10,000 a month company is now a $23,000 a month company. And the only difference is adding automation. Nothing else changed. And you probably have to add a technician because that's going to be 2 trucks on the road. So hopefully that gives you the reason why you need to make every lead you generate way more valuable. And you need to implement this in your business. Here's what it looks like. Here's what our Carpet Cleaner Lead Pro looks like. All this stuff happens. Ultimately, all you're doing is messaging, jumping into the message flow and connecting with the customer and solving their needs when you can jump into the flow. In the meantime, they're getting all of that nurturing, learning about your company, why you're different, your unique sales proposition, seeing some before and afters of jobs you've done, some case studies that should be on your website, all of that kind of stuff. All of that's being influenced upon them. And all you're doing is, hey, so what was that you needed done? Great. And yeah, let's get on a call, talk about the areas you need done. I'll give you a fairly accurate estimate. On the day of cleaning, we'll measure it up all exactly and give you the exact price, whatever your process is, but that happens there. So what 3 conversion elements will you implement on your website? Take a moment, jot down at least 3 of the ones we talked about. There's dozens. I get that. It's like drinking from a fire hydrant. I fully understand there's lots you need to do. You're either going to hire somebody to do it for you or you're going to have to figure out how to do it yourself. But you need to start with 3. The rules of 3s are amazing. Just at least do 3 things and then pause. 3 things and then pause. Think of your business in 3s. You've got 3 separate businesses you're running. You've got the business that is the lead generation before. How do you position yourself, your authority, your brand, your visibility? The during, that's when they phone you, all the way through to the cleaning, the service, what happens in the home, and the follow-up right after the immediate follow-up. That is the during the service. And then the after, which is how do you do the next day follow-up from that point forward? How do you do the reminding them to come back, the referrals, all of that kind of stuff, making everything right? Those are 3 separate businesses that you run. One is a lead generation business, one is a service delivery business, and one is a client retention and follow-up business. And if you think of your business in 3s and think of everything that you do in 3s, it becomes way, way simpler. So takeaways, what did you learn? What have you noticed that you need to improve on? And yeah, share in the chat. Rima's chatting to you guys. Share back and forth. What are some of the things that you'd like to share that you do excellently already? And what are some of the things that you definitely know you need improvement on? Put a little post in the chat here. It's always good to hear from you guys what you're looking to do. Rima will chat back and forth. I want to respect your time, and I'm going to keep moving here so that we can get done shortly. Now we want to know and track our numbers. You need a dashboard that tells you everything. How many people showed up on your website, how many people booked, where they all came from, what your lead sources are, what your cost for various different lead sources are. You need some sort of a tracking dashboard if you don't have one to be able to micromanage everything. And you need it easy. You need it set up once and easy to use so that you can just go look at the pulse of your business and see if you're on track or off track. And you want to know if your conversion rates are going up or down on your website. Is your website converting better now that you put your face on it, that you put a video from you? Hey, I'm the owner, and right at the top of the page, I'm the owner, and I want to tell you why I want to be your carpet cleaner. Those kinds of things. Hey, here's my guarantee. Click on this to learn all about our guarantee. Boom, they click on the guarantee page, and there you go. Hey, I want to tell you why I've built the guarantee the way we have. We're very confident, blah, blah, blah. That is, you can write it, but you can also say it, and that becomes really, really important. So you need to know your KPIs. So far, you need to have clear goals and targets for 2022. You need clarity around your market, your message, and your media. Who are you targeting? What's the message? And how are you getting it out there to them? And that's got to be more than one place. We've shared how your website needs to be optimized so that when they do find out about you, they're going to go research you more, and they're going to make it to your website at some point. The best clients, the active clients, the ones that, start loving you, repeating and referring, they came through by doing good study. And a lot of the people end up on your website, and you want to be able to track all your KPIs. So let's wrap up here with some key trends. Video. becoming super important. We all just love watching video. So if you're not comfortable doing selfie videos and stuff like that, there's ways we can help you do that a little bit better. There's some strategies that we have, but you want to create more videos, even if it's just one video shoot that you create, and can be sliced and diced and used around your website for the whole year. Some people just hire a videographer for part of a day, shoot a bunch of different videos, and just be done with it. So, but there's ways to do it where you just grab a phone and just do a quick selfie. There's ways you can get your technicians don't even go on video. They just show the before and afters and stuff like that, and create a little bit of videos. But you want to be doing case studies with before and after pictures, before and after stories, and videos if you can. How-tos, how to take a spot out. You're working on an area rug in the back of your studio, your rug care studio, and they've got a big coffee stain. Hey, this person didn't get on the stain right away, or hey, this person got on the stain right away. Let me tell you what to do. I want you guys to use club soda, blah, blah, blah. You just teach people, put it up on a YouTube channel. It's not about sales. It's just about authority building. You want to shift from phone conversations to message conversations. So phone conversations are great. You get more of your story out. It's easier to have that conversation and understand it. You got to get really good at message conversations that don't tie up your entire day. You have to have automation in there. You have to find a way to not just give them a price and have them price shop. You have to tell them why you're different, and you have to have that all in place. You have to get really good at message conversations, or have an automation tool like ours that fits that need for you. You must have an all-in perspective. You can't just run Facebook ads. You can't just run Google ads. You can't just run local service ads. You've got to have an all-in. You've got to have some paid. You've got to have organic being built over the 6 months, a year, 2 years. You need to start building and building and building your authority. You need to be doing some emails and direct mails properly every single month. We do a monthly newsletter to our A-list clients and quarterly to the B-list clients. That's that carpet cleaning business I just sold. We did that for 20 years. Monthly newsletter, printed and mailed, not in the email, because it kept them understanding what we're doing. And it's consumer content. It's not just all about us. Nobody cares about a carpet cleaner to get a monthly newsletter. It's how to care for your home, and, jokes of the month, and a Sudoku, and client testimonials, a contest of the month, and things like that. It's just a 4-page, 11 by 17, folded in half, folded again, and self-mailed every single month. And it's something we actually provide to all of our carpet cleaner marketing master clients for free. We still have the same professional writers writing it that we did for ourselves, and we actually make it available as a template you can mail out yourself. So you need to have a bunch of different hooks in the water. You can't be fishing with one fishing pole and one hook. You just can't. To build a proper business, you got to do all of that kind of stuff. You need live chat. This is what ours looks like: chat to text, either live chat during the day, which is doable, or chat to text, and have people be able to just add it and get off the website and onto their phone, where they are natively, naturally known, want to chat with you anyways. You need to incorporate Facebook Messenger. Google My Business has a chat. You need to incorporate all of those into your lead flow. If somebody goes to a Google listing and they can chat with somebody right away, it's usually through the app. Well, with our app, we can actually pull all of those in. So I've got my phone talking to me now every time I mention Siri and things like that in Google. But yeah, so you can pull in all of these different chat sources into one platform, make it super, super easy to connect to all of your possible leads. Don't leave any lead untalked to. Don't leave any lead unknowing what you do differently. If they're not a good fit for you, let them weed themselves out. No, I just want a cheap cleaning because I'm moving out. That's not your ideal client. You're never going to get them again anyways. The best value to your customer is the lifetime value. A one-off cleaning can, in many cases, cost you money. It doesn't build your business. The person that comes back year after year and refers their friends and family. We've got clients that we're now cleaning the children that we watched grow up and became teenagers, now own their own homes, and are now saying, I'm using the company mom and dad used. Like that's the legacy that you can build. And that made my company super easy to sell. When I decided I wanted to focus 100% on you guys and this, and not be running my business as well. So I still manage or still market for the company, and still assist the owner, which was one of my managers who bought it out from us. But yeah, it's definitely bought a great business that has all kinds of automations and years and years and years of this stuff baked in. So that's where you want to be thinking. So you want to build your plan. You want to know which one of these can you get to now? Which one of these do you have and don't have? You need a checklist like this. You need to know what you're going to focus your marketing dollars on based on that split on that spreadsheet that we talked about. You need to split that all up. I'm going to give you a few of the key ones that I suggest you start with if you don't already have it. You need your website built to convert. You need a proactive SEO that works. You need weekly blog posts, monthly press releases, and all kinds of stuff that start building your keyword rankings in areas where you don't have any keyword rankings. You need to get traffic to your website so that it can convert. You want your Google Maps optimized and start moving up for all these different terms. Sometimes that takes time. Some marketplaces, you got guys way ahead of you. You're tying your shoes and getting in the race, and they're already 300 reviews ahead of you and 500 backlinks, and they do a Google My Business post optimized every single day. There's all kinds of things that have made them influence Google better than you. Their website is influencing Google. All the directory listings are influencing Google to help that 3-pack listing. But you need to start optimizing that, because that is a great source of phone calls, as we all know. You need to focus on online reviews and reputation, not just on Google. Your reputation has to be seen everywhere. You need ads that show your reviews and reputation. You need that retargeting stuff. Facebook, you need every third or fourth post on Facebook should be a review. Not a customer coming in to do it live necessarily. It should be you taking a screen cap of one on Yelp, a screen cap of one on Google, telling a little story, having a whole page on your website of a great review you got, but you also had the before and after pictures and you told a little story. And that becomes a project that you can post on Facebook and around, talking about a 5-star client. You need strategic pay-per-click campaigns or paid campaigns of some sort, whether it's pay-per-click on Google or Facebook paid ads. You need a paid ad platform in the mix right away. You need social presence and email marketing for sure. Lead nurture automation has become essential, and you need to be able to track all of this. This is the highlight. So we can talk about all of this stuff. This is the core items that you need to be taking away. We cover a lot of that, and we can help build a custom plan with you, but we talk about a lot of that in our checklist. And again, for you guys that have stuck around to the end here, we're going to wrap up. We're just over an hour. I try and go between an hour and 15 minutes if I can. So sorry if I rattled through a lot of this a little fast, but we've got all the workbooks and guides to help you out. I really want to make sure that you understand the importance of building a strategic plan now to hit 2022 running on all cylinders. So what are your top 3 internet marketing initiatives you're going to implement and hit the ground running 1st of January? What are you going to try and get in place? Think of the internet marketing strategies that you need, that you don't have, and how are you going to figure out how to get them in place? Who are you going to talk to? What are you going to do? What are you going to learn? Who are you going to outsource it to? You need to be thinking of those things. But what are the 3 internet marketing initiatives? Is that a better website that's going to convert? That needs to be near the top. Is that going to be adding a paid ad platform if you don't have one, or refining that better? What is it? Is it going to be getting into the Google listings? Is it going to be working really hard to make sure you're getting more reviews? All of those kinds of things. You got to pick what your top 3 are. So takeaways. What did you learn? What did you notice that you need help with? What did you notice that you're great at? Like, that's always important too. Hey, I've got this one in spades, man. That's great that John talked about that. I understand this one. This is great. And again, share in the chat. Share with Rima, share with us. What is it that you need help with? What is it that you found informative from this section of sort of putting it all together? Because what we've covered is we need to set goals. Your 3 fundamentals of marketing is your message, media, and market match. You need to optimize your website. Big picture of all online marketing channels, you should be maximizing your lead flow. You need to know that by dollars and cents. What kind of budget are you putting towards it? You can't just haphazardly hope you have money in the bank account to throw at marketing, because that's not going to be the way to work. As our economy goes up and down, like we have all had that downturn, the companies that did the best during the downturn around the beginning of COVID and stuff like that were the ones that didn't stop marketing. They've marketed different messages, but they didn't stop marketing. The last thing you do, the last dollar you stop when the economy goes down, is your marketing dollar. You can trim everywhere else, unnecessary technology, unnecessary tools, unnecessary employees, whatever you have to do. All of those kinds of things. Try and cut your hydro bill, do this and that. Streamline for sure. But the last thing you should stop is your marketing budget, because you might have to adjust where it's going and what your message is, but those who market best stay in business through ups and downs. So it's really, really that important. The latest trends you need to focus on, that chatting is important, and it's dominating. And you need to develop a custom plan that works for you. So to help you do that, I want you guys to go to carpetcleanermarketingmasters.com/rewards, all lowercase. It'll take you to a Google Drive where you can access and download and print off all of these guides. So you can print off the checklist. You can print off the Google My Business Guide, 87 pages, or you can download it as a PDF and read it on your phone or your tablet. You can print off our worksheet about optimizing your website, and you can print off this guide here. I know some people have printed off and laminated it and keep it beside their desk to make sure that when they're talking to their web people, if that's not us, they're saying, hey, I need this and I need this and I need this on my website, because they understand how important that is. So hopefully that was valuable to you. If you did find it valuable, as we always ask, we're here to help. We're here to serve. I'd love to connect with you. All you have to do is go to carpetcleanermarketingmasters.com/schedule. You'll be booking a time in my schedule where we will meet one-on-one and discuss all of this. I will carve aside an hour of my time for you if you're interested. What will happen first is Rima will actually reach out to you and learn more about your business. Then she'll take that information away, and our team is going to do some competitive research. We're going to do research on you. We're going to do research on your competitor and your marketplace, and you're going to meet with me. I charge $495 an hour to consult, and you're going to get a free hour of consulting plus free competitive analysis and research and all that stuff. Easily $1,000 or more you'd pay for this service. Anybody who's actually jumped on a call with us, it's not a sales pitch. It's here to help. If there's ways we can help and it makes sense, we'll have that conversation. If it's just me giving you some ideas and showing you where you can, pick things up more, I'm totally fine with that as well. For select people who jump on these webinars and learn, are interested in going to the next level, we have those strategic calls. If you do become a client of ours, we have those strategic calls either monthly or quarterly, whatever fits your schedule and your momentum and where you're at in your business. And I help before, beyond just digital marketing services. It's like, hey, did you guys run that postcard campaign? Great. What company did you use again? Yep. How did it go for you? Great. Have you, what offers are you trending for this year? Like, have you got your marketing calendar, that 12-month calendar played out and fixed? Do you know what deals you're going to, are you going to add a bonus or are you going to add a discount? We prefer bonuses over discounts. Give you something extra if you book now, as opposed to dropping the price. If you're always dropping your price, then you're always looking like a discount provider. If you're giving them more value for their dollar, you can easily up your prices, because you're going to be handing more and more value, and all your testimonials and stuff are going to say, hey, these guys might be a little bit pricier than others, but they're well worth it because they do this and this and this differently. And your customers will get that. That message will sell 10 more people who just read that one review or post or testimonial, and you carve it out, copy it, share it everywhere around the web, or leave that. Like when people work with us, we do that. We dynamically syndicate every review and every bit of feedback that comes in. We don't even like just reviews. We like every customer to fill out a feedback form off, like that's not on Google. It's private and internal first, and take that feedback and use that as part of the marketing copy and also ways to help grow the business. And then ask those, hey, would you mind posting that on Google or Facebook or Yelp or all of the above? Because that would really help grow our business. The amount of reviews you get by asking for their honest feedback and a quick survey first is insanely better quality and more reviews and better focused reviews than just saying, hey, go to Google and write something, go to Google and write something. So we deal with all of that and help all of that. But if that's something you guys need to do internally, we can talk about that and share different ways that you guys can do that and piece that together on a strategy session call. So if that sounds interesting to you, by all means, book something with us. And I know I jumped over a few things quickly, but the point is, you can go back and just dig into the stuff. We gave you the workbooks. We gave you those spreadsheets. We gave you all of the stuff that you can just go back and dig into. You need to spend a couple of hours at this. Put your thinking cap on, close the door, grab yourself a coffee or your favorite beverage. If it's wine or beer, maybe stick to one during the process and the one afterwards to defrag, but put a lot of deep thought into it. Turn your phones off, everything else, and just really, really focus on this. I guarantee you it'll grow your business. I know it will, because it's done for me and everybody else we consult with. If you do this hard work now, it becomes so much easier. And next year, it's just a matter of, every quarter, every month, every quarter, you're checking your numbers, and it just becomes easier and easier and easier to learn new ideas, new strategies, and see where they fit into your marketing plan and into your marketing budget, and go from there. So anyways, I hope everybody had a good time on this. I hope we shared a lot of value, and definitely let us know. Take a look at our website. We got all that stuff posted on there at carpetcleanermarketingmasters.com. And thanks again for joining us today. We look forward to talking to you next time. Take care, everybody.